Hey there. Welcome back to Tune in English. How are you doing today? Seriously, let me know down below where you're joining us from. Whether you're sipping coffee in Sao Paulo or riding the subway in Seoul, I'm so glad you're here, investing in your English. Consistency is key, and you're doing great just by showing up. Today, we're talking about how we start our day. You'll hear a short, true story about my friend Elena and her very unexpected morning routine. It involves, let's just say, coffee chaos. Stay tuned because inside the story, I've hidden some super useful English phrases we use every day. I'll explain them clearly at the end, so don't click away. Practice your pronunciation by repeating after me. If you love learning real, lively English, smash that like button and subscribe for more. Now, let's dive into Elena's wild morning. Good morning. I'm Elena. Let me tell you about how my day usually starts. I like things calm. Peaceful mornings set the right tone. I always wake up bright and early, around 6 a.m., no blaring alarms for me, just gentle music. First things first, water. I drink a big glass. It feels refreshing. Then it's coffee time. Ah, coffee. My trusty old machine sits on the counter. I fill it with water. I add the grounds. I press the button. Hiss. Gurgle. That beautiful sound. The smell fills my tiny kitchen. Pure bliss. While it brews, I do some light stretching. Just 5 minutes. It helps me wake up properly. Then I pour that first precious cup. Dark, strong, just how I like it. I take a careful sip. Ah, perfect. I sit by my window. I watch the quiet street come to life. Birds start singing. A few early walkers pass by. It's my little moment of peace. I plan my day in my head. Everything feels manageable. I feel on top of the world. After coffee, I feed Mittens, my cat. She's always waiting impatiently. Meow, she demands. Hold your horses, Mittens, I tell her, laughing. Your breakfast is coming. This routine is my anchor. It makes me feel ready for anything. Or so I thought, because yesterday was different. Everything went pear-shaped from the very start. My gentle music alarm, it didn't play. My phone battery was dead as a doornail. I woke up with a jolt. Sunlight was already bright. Panic hit me. I grabbed my phone. 7:45? I was running late. How? I gasped. I needed to leave by 8:15. No calm water, no peaceful stretching, just frantic energy. Okay. Breathe, Elena, I told myself. Skip the water, just get the coffee going. Fast. I rushed to the kitchen. I filled the coffee machine. My hands were shaky. I spilled water everywhere. No time to cry over spilled milk, I muttered, wiping quickly. I scooped the coffee grounds. Too much? Not enough? Who cares? Just brew. I slammed the portafilter in. I hit the button. Nothing happened. No hiss, no gurgle, just silence. I stared. Not you, too? I pleaded. I checked the plug. It was fine. I pressed the button again. Harder. Still nothing. The machine had kicked the bucket overnight. My heart sank. No peaceful coffee moment today. This is the last straw, I yelled at the silent machine. Mittens just blinked at me, sleepily. I needed caffeine. Desperately. Plan B? Instant coffee. I hadn't used it in ages. I rummaged in the cupboard, found it, behind the forgotten lentils. I boiled water in the kettle. It felt like it took ages. Finally, steam. I poured the hot water into a mug. I stirred in the instant powder. It looked weak and smelled odd. I took a tiny sip. Yuck. It left a bad taste in my mouth, but I needed it. I gulped half down, hot. Ouch! Serves me right for rushing, I thought, wincing. Time was flying. I needed to get dressed, fast. I ran to my bedroom. What to wear? My favorite blue shirt? Where was it? Not in the drawer, not on the chair. Ah, there it is. Wrinkled on the floor. Oh well, no time to iron. I shook it out. Good enough. I pulled it on. Buttons. Why did it have so many buttons? My fingers fumbled. One button popped off. It rolled under the bed. You've got to be kidding me, I groaned. I left it open. I'd wear a sweater over it. Problem solved. Sort of. Now hair. A messy bun, quick as a flash. Perfect. Or not? It looked lopsided. Oh, forget it. I grabbed my bag. Keys. Where were my keys? Always the keys. I checked the hook by the door. Empty. My pockets? No. Kitchen counter? No. Coffee table? No. Panic rose again. Keys, 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 I chanted, frantically searching. Under the couch cushions? No. In yesterday's jacket? No. Time check, 8:10 a.m. I was sweating bullets. I had 5 minutes. Mittens sat on the windowsill. She watched me calmly. Suddenly, she patted something shiny near her paw. My keys. They were right there, beside the plant pot. I must have put them down when I watered it last night. You little genius, Mittens, I cried. Grabbing them, I kissed her furry head. She purred. Okay, go time. I shoved my feet into my shoes. No socks? Too bad. I grabbed my awful instant coffee and my bag. I flung open the door and tripped. Over the stupid doormat. My coffee mug flew out of my hand. It hit the hallway wall. Brown splatter everywhere. The mug broke into pieces. I stood there, stunned. Coffee dripped down the wall. My keys were still clutched in my hand. I looked at the mess. I looked at the time on my phone, 8:16 a.m. I was officially late. A wave of exhaustion washed over me. All that rushing, all that stress, for what? A broken mug, a stained wall, no coffee, and I was late anyway. I closed the door softly. I leaned back against it. I took a deep, slow breath, then another. Mittens rubbed against my legs. Meow? I looked down at her. I started to laugh. It was a shaky laugh at first. Then it grew. Soon I was laughing my head off. It was all so ridiculous. The dead phone, the broken coffee maker, the lost keys, the button, the horrible coffee, the trip, the mess. What a disaster. But laughing felt good. Really good. The panic melted away. So what if I was late? So what if the wall was stained? It wasn't the end of the world. I cleaned up the broken mug carefully. I wiped the worst of the coffee off the wall. Note to self, buy a new doormat, I told Mittens. I changed my stained sweater. I found another shirt. I even found socks. I calmly made another instant coffee. It still tasted bad, but I drank it slowly. I texted work, running a bit late this morning. Back on track now. See you soon. No big deal. I left the house at 8:40. Much calmer. The world hadn't ended. The sun was still shining. Birds were still singing. I even noticed some pretty flowers on my walk. By the time I got to work, I felt okay. Not perfect, but okay. My colleague Mark saw me. You look like you've been through the ringer, Elena, he said, smiling kindly. You have no idea, Mark, I replied, smiling back. But I'm here now, ready to tackle the day. And you know what? I did tackle the day. It wasn't all smooth sailing, of course, but I handled it. Last night, I bought a new coffee machine. Very simple.
very reliable, they said. I charged my phone fully. I put my keys on the hook very deliberately. This morning, back to normal. Water, stretching, hiss, gurgle, perfect coffee, sunlight, peace. Mittens fed on time. But I also remembered yesterday. I remembered the spilled coffee, the lost keys, the laughter. It taught me something. Not every morning will be perfect. Things will go wrong sometimes. That's life. The important thing is not to let it get you down. Take a deep breath, clean up the mess, have a laugh about it if you can, and then just keep going. Because tomorrow is a new morning, a clean slate, full of possibilities, and hopefully, hot coffee.
Wonderful listening. Now let's unpack those phrases from Elena's story. These are real gems we use daily. Listen closely, repeat after me when I pause, and let's make them stick. Bright and early, meaning very early in the morning, often happily or energetically. Story example: I always wake up bright and early, around 6 a.m. Extra example: farmers start work bright and early. Repeat, bright and early. Hold your horses, meaning slow down, be patient, wait. Story example: hold your horses, Mittens, I told her. Extra example: hold your horses, let me tie my shoes first. Repeat, hold your horses. Pear-shaped, meaning when a situation goes very wrong. Story example: everything went pear-shaped from the start. Extra example: our picnic went pear-shaped when ants invaded. Repeat, pear-shaped. Dead as a doornail, meaning completely dead or broken, can't be fixed. Story example: my phone battery was dead as a doornail. Extra example: this old radio is dead as a doornail. Repeat, dead as a doornail. No time to cry over spilled milk, meaning don't waste energy on small, unfixable problems. Story example: no time to cry over spilled milk, I muttered. Extra example: I burnt dinner, but no time to cry over spilled milk. Repeat, no time to cry over spilled milk. Kicked the bucket, meaning died or stopped working forever, informal. Story example: the machine had kicked the bucket overnight. Extra example: my laptop finally kicked the bucket. Repeat, kicked the bucket. Sweating bullets, meaning extremely nervous or anxious. Story example: I was sweating bullets. Extra example: he was sweating bullets before his exam. Repeat, sweating bullets. Laughing my head off, meaning laughing very hard. Story example: I was laughing my head off. Extra example: the joke made me laugh my head off. Repeat, laughing my head off. It wasn't the end of the world, meaning it wasn't a huge disaster. Things will be okay. Story example: it wasn't the end of the world. Extra example: missing the bus wasn't the end of the world. Repeat, it wasn't the end of the world. Been through the ringer, meaning experienced something very stressful or exhausting. Story example: you look like you've been through the ringer. Extra example: after moving houses, I felt like been through the ringer. Repeat, been through the ringer. A clean slate, meaning a fresh start. Past problems are forgotten. Story example: tomorrow is a new morning, a clean slate. Extra example:
After the holiday, work felt like a clean slate.
Amazing work today, dear learners. I'm so proud of you for sticking with me. Remember, small steps make big progress. Try using just one of today's phrases this week. Maybe say, I woke up bright and early, or don't cry over spilled milk. You've got this. Free resource alert. Download the full story plus phrase examples as a PDF. Link below. Keep it as your learning buddy. Review anytime. Let's grow together. Smash that like button if this helped you. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. Comment below which phrase was your favorite. Mine's a clean slate. New videos drop every week. Stay tuned for more real-life English. Until next time, keep practicing, stay curious, and speak with confidence. You're doing brilliantly. Bye for now. See you in the next video.